Hi everyone. I want to say Happy New Year, Happy 2018 to all of you out there. Thank you so much for watching my videos and liking them and sharing them and subscribing them. Max wanted to come up and say Happy New Year. He said Merry Christmas. So Happy New Year from me and my sweet little doggy Max. Hope you have a great new year. Hi Capricorn, Happy New Year and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for the new year of 2018 plus January of 2018. This recording is for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Ascendant, and Capricorn Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because there will be times that they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. I'm using the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck, and I'm pulling 4 cards, one for each of the 4 quarters of the year, plus the 5th card will be just for the month of January 2018. This is the way I've done it the last 3 years, so I'm continuing on with that method. Hopefully this reading will be helpful and useful to you for the year of 2018. All that being said, now here's your reading. First card you have, Capricorn, is the 6 of Pentacles, and this is could be financial success. Sometimes this is the balance of give and take. You could be receiving money from banks, loans, financial institutions, grants, insurance payouts, or charitable gifts and from family and friends, or you could be the one giving charitably and freely to others. Now this card is showing up in the first quarter of your year, but as I've said, Capricorn, in the other videos, really it could happen at any point in the year, because timing will not be the same for all of you, because you do not have the exact same birth chart. You're not all born on the same month, day, year. You don't have the same country or city of origin, and your birth times are going to be different. So keep that in mind. Any reading you listen to, whether it be from me or anyone else on YouTube, that timing will vary for your sign. I feel that there are some things that are exciting that are happening for you, that are shifting and changing. And for some of you, I do feel it is involving money. You also are tying up loose ends on some kind of project or something you thought was done a long time ago, and maybe it resurfaced or it had to be revised in some way. And in the first quarter of the year, I feel many of you Capricorns will be tying up the loose ends on that. Don't be surprised, Capricorn, if if you work for somebody else, that they come along and give you a raise or a promotion. It could very likely happen this year. If you don't see it in the first quarter, doesn't mean it's not going to happen later on. But I do get it. And for some reason, not that you don't think you deserve it, but I feel like you're going to be caught off guard by it or surprised by it. Maybe you're not seeing it coming. You may be working at a place where there's a lot of people vying for different positions, or a particular position that opened up. So because I get like people, like maybe they want to shift and change their positions. Some people want to go work in this department. Those people want to handle different tasks. So they may be wanting to shift their position, or they're vying for, I want this position, I want that position. That's likely for some of you working Capricorns. You know, there is some kind of money adventure or venture that's going to take place. And for some of you, it may involve travel. You may travel during this time of the first quarter, or even into the second quarter of the year. Some of you may actually start up some kind of publication. Maybe you're going to start a newsletter or your own magazine. Maybe you're trying to do something else. Maybe even write your own book and put it on, self-publish it in some way, or take it to a publisher, either way, or start up your own magazine. You will feel a good portion of this year very strongly like you finally, or you do have the ball in your court. like things are working out for you. You got weird cards, I'm going to say right here, Capricorn. Don't freak out. You've got good, your readings up and down. And for most of the signs that I'm reading you at number 8, mostly every sign had that. Just like life is good. Life has ups and downs. So do psychic readings. You have the 5 of Pentacles here. This is 2 people, usually could be 1, but often it's 2 that are feeling depressed, or so you could be going through depression, somebody else could be, or you and a couple could be. You could be going through financial bankruptcy, emotional bankruptcy. Maybe you're just not paying attention to your finances and your money and you need to focus on it more. I do feel like you're going to really revel in your accomplishments and your work this year. But I still feel like there's something you're going to take down and you're going to do it over. Now, I kind of got that message with the other card, and I'm getting it here again, too. Maybe you have a website, and you need to take it down and redo it. Or maybe it's an Instagram page, or something, I don't know. Maybe you build a structure, a shed, a garage, an addition. Maybe that needs to get taken down. Maybe there's something wrong with it, and it needs to get redone or start over. Or if you were renovating anything, maybe you were redoing your bathroom, your kitchen, or your basement, and like suddenly water was leaking, or there was a plumbing problem, or electrical isn't right, and so the drywall and stuff has to come down and get put back up and redone. That's possible for some of you Capricorns. I know this may sound like a weird message, because I do believe love conquers all, and so does friendliness and kindness. There's enough mean-spiritedness and enough mean-spirited people in this world. I mean, you don't have to look far to see that left and right. But I feel that it's important for you, especially if you're a manager, a boss, a supervisor, in charge of something, a group, a club, an organization, even maybe that could fall into it too, that you have to be like strict, stern, not try to be everybody's friend. Like I don't feel that's going to work. There's some situation where you may have to be a little aloof, a little reserved, not try to be their buddies, or have like a little more stringent or strict behavior or attitude, or give it a little distance between some people, because for some reason I feel if you try to be everybody's friend or you get too close to them, it's going to backfire and it's not going to work. They're going to slack off. They're going to think that they can roll over on you and do what they want. Like, oh, they're my friend, they're going to let me slide. Or, oh, the Capricorn, real easy going. Ha, 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 I'm going to do what I want. And then you're going to have problems on your hands. So it may sound like a weird message, but it's coming up here. Maybe you're a teacher, and this applies with your students. Like, don't try to be too friendly with your students, because then they may think they can get one over on you. Some of you may feel tired of being put in a box, or put in, like, stuck in an office, or some kind of stuck position that you are growing weary of, bored of, or tired of, and you need to think about switching or getting out of it. Or like if you work in a cubicle all day, or I feel like there's something that you need to like break free of at work, or that's, maybe you're at home all the time. Maybe you work out of the house, or you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, and you need to like get out of the 4 walls. That comes up somehow for you. Now, this is a very upsetting card. I'm sorry, but you have great cards after it. So who knows what this is about. But you got 10 of Swords in the 3rd quarter of your year. Could happen at any point, but it's showing up here. This could be somebody passing away, or it could be somebody stabbing you in the back or betraying you. But keep in mind, I do not read the cards reversed. I was not trained that way by my psychic development teacher, the poor guy who passed away in 2008 or 9. It's been a long time, but when I took classes with him, and he was telling us about psychic ability using tarot cards, he said, go by your intuition and go by what your psyche's telling you. Don't go by book definitions. And you don't need to read them upside down. So that's why I don't. I do feel, Capricorn, I don't like to give negative messages here, but I do feel you're going to be getting some devastating news. So this feels to me like you're finding out something that's sad or upsetting. I do feel some of you have somebody in your life that will be exiting this plane this year. So they will be leaving this third dimension and going on to the fourth or beyond. I feel they're ready to go. I feel they're drained. They may not be feeling well. They may have had an illness, a long-standing illness. Because let me just say this. I know I've gotten criticized for predicting death before. I've had one time I did it and I had all these people write me and say how horrible it was. Well, let me just say this to you. I don't want my psychic ability to get taken away from me. This is a gift. Everybody has it, but I'm using it. I'm using mine. I'm exercising it. You can exercise yours. But I don't want to get it taken away from me, and I don't want to say things to you that aren't true. If I get something like this, how am I going to make that sound good? There's no way to make this card sound good. So I'm honest. I'm honest with what I get, and if you don't like it, I don't want to upset you. I don't want to. I really don't. But I do feel, to me, this be more than a betrayal or being stabbed in the back, which is what this card also means. It comes up to me as somebody passing. But I want to tell you, I'm going to say it again, they are ready to go. They want to go. They're tired. They're exhausted. They haven't been feeling well, or they've been sick with something. I don't feel this is like a car accident. It's not that feeling to me. But it is going to be different for all of you, how this is going to roll and play out in your life. I do feel that you would want this person to stay around as absolutely as long as they could. But I do hear my guides saying you release them to the wind. So maybe they're going to be cremated and this is ashes, but it could also mean you're releasing them to the wind up into back to spirit, because that's where they want to go. I do feel some of you are going to have a slight sense of relief here. Not like you're glad that they passed, but maybe they were suffering. Capricorn, maybe they've been suffering with something, and now you feel like I'm ready to release them now because they hadn't felt well. They've been, and somebody's around me right now while I'm saying this, because I got chills over here, now I got chills over here, and now it's all around me. So there's some deceased relative coming in to say that. So let me just say, they're like either agreeing with me to say, yes, this is true, Capricorn, or they're coming in because maybe they've already passed. And I'm doing this reading at the end of December for January. Maybe they passed in December. They could have already passed, is what I'm saying. So the next card you have here, this is, now you go to a good card. Now here you have the Sun. This is love or success or the spotlight being on you. It's success in the material world, returning to the exuberance and joys of happiness in childhood. It can indicate children in some way or a child. It can be love. It can be, but it's usually good and positive things. Some of you are going to be getting married. Some of you are going to be getting engaged and getting married. Some of you are getting a promotion you finally always wanted and have been waiting for or have dreamed of. Some of you are going to have a birth of a child that finally comes into the family. Finally. So I feel that may come to somebody that either they were having trouble conceiving, or they just, maybe it's adoption and you've waited a really long time. But one way or another, there are some families out there that have been waiting, and they're either Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Their child, they finally have a child that comes into their life. Could even be a grandchild. Maybe you're somebody that's been waiting for a grandchild to come into your life. I also see you reviving something that revitalizes something in your house, or brings something like to looking new and freshens it up, revitalizes it. You could be painting your house. Maybe you're putting new outside siding on it, or new window treatments, or getting new shutters, or the whole Megillah. You could be doing the whole 9 yards. Because I see you like renewing something also. Some of you Capricorns. Could even be your own appearance, like, through plastic surgery, or anything like that. It could be, but you're refreshing and revitalizing something and bringing something back to life or making it new again. Your mood is going to get elevated. Your looks are going to be elevated. I get that something like you're going to be looking like $1 million, Capricorn, not to say you don't already, but I feel like You're going to have this spring in your step. You're going to be feeling lighter than air. You're going to be feeling like you look really good. Maybe you've been diligently working out on diet and exercise in the first, the second, or third quarter of the year, because this is occurring. It's showing up here in your fourth quarter. Keep in mind it could happen at any point, but it is the card that shows up in the fourth quarter position. Some of you may start writing a book, putting your ideas to pen and paper. They're saying that. So you might do something with that in the future. Maybe you're writing scripts or screenplays or books, blogs, anything, articles, short stories. You've got the Fool here for January, but again, this could happen at any juncture in the year, but it's coming up for January of 2018. That's the month we're in right now. And it's the Fool, and this is a card that means starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations. And you have to be grounded when the Fool comes up, because you don't want to have your head up in the clouds and be like, rose-colored glasses, not paying attention to where you're going and fall off of a cliff. So it's a good card, but you have to have your wits about you. Some of you are starting a new job, and it's coming up for January. So if it's not in January, it could be any time in the year, but it's probably either going to be in the first quarter or January, most likely for most of you Capricorns. Everything's going to become easy for you now. I see things getting really streamlined for you. Streamlining production, streamlining your life, streamlining your work. Some things are going to become easier for you. Even though you had some difficulty in 2018, I actually feel like it's actually a very positive year for you, where things seem like you look better, you feel better, things seem brighter, things seem lighter, things become easier, you get a new job or a promotion, you're looking like $1 million. I don't know, a lot of good things are coming up here. Any grievances you have or upsetments, I feel like you're going to push them away in 2018, or at least in January, and not look at them. I feel like you're going to do a very good job for some of this year, where you don't focus on the negative or the negative past or things that have hurt you or upset you. You are putting it behind you, or you're putting it away somehow. If you're an actress, you may receive an award this year, like an Oscar, an Emmy, a Grammy. Or if you're in music, some of you are going to receive some kind of recognition or reward or award. I feel like you're going to be very honest with letting people know how you feel about them, especially if it's love or I don't know. I've had some very good Capricorn friends over the years. Some of my best friends have been Capricorns. You've heard me say that before. And the ones I've known, with the exception of 2 maybe that I've know well, the ones I've been very close to were always very good at expressing how they feel. And if they felt love or kindness or caring, man, there was no doubt about it. They showed it. Now, I've read clients that tell me their Capricorn spouse or this one or that one is not that way. I know 2 that are a little more reserved, but I'm saying this across the board for all Capricorns in 2018. I feel whether you're one way or the other, you are going to become more outwardly demonstrative of love, kindness, good emotions. And if you're in a relationship with someone, you are going to be telling them you love them, you appreciate them. Maybe you were kind of reserved on that in the past, but you're not going to be that way now. So I feel like you really have some good things coming up here, Capricorn. I'm sorry, I know that one card is a stickler in the beginning, but you know what? If the person has been suffering and having a lot of health issues and they want to leave, which is the key message there, that it's a blessing for them to move on then, instead of being trapped in suffering. So please keep that in mind. I so hope this reading was of help to you. I hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos to YouTube. If you would like to get another psychic tarot reading just like this one, where I'm using the Aquarian tarot deck and pulling 5 cards, 1 card for each quarter of the year, and the 5th card is just for the month of January 2018, you can access these videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for the new year of 2018 plus January 2018 psychic tarot reading for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase. You can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu, which is a drop-down menu. Go to page 12, and there you will see the headings for these videos. You just click on your sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. So I wish you an amazing and happy new year of 2018, Capricorn. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.